Howdy, Shub Crafters. We are back out on the range, beating some drunk weather again. Temps are falling and we're due for some snow potentially. We are at 50 yards. Let's get this to turn. There we go. And check that out. Sexy Hawken 45 Thompson Center. Shot number one. I don't know if you can see that. 50 yards. I'm just above center in that yellow, where the yellow meets the white, and I was aiming dead center. So I'm filing my rear sights down. Let's see. You can kind of see. Doing a custom notch there. Here we go. So anyway, that's 50 grains Schutzen. Actual Schutzen brand 3F, 50 grains with a 440 hand cast round ball, and I'm using red pillow ticking cut into strips. I'm using actually with 3 strips measured from the Walmart pillow ticking. It is perfect diameter for 36 or 45 for cut at the muzzle. So if you look up Black Powder Maniac, he's got an old video probably 4 or 5 years ago now, maybe even longer, with him using one of those sewing cutters on a table to cut some strips up, and it's a great idea. I went and one further and measured out the distance of the patches, and width of 3, so either a white to white 3 or a red to red 3 seems about just right. And today I'm running it in a moose milk. Everything's probably backwards online because I got the camera facing me on my old phone. Moose milk, a 1-to-3 ratio of ballistol to water, and you can see the patch hanging out there. So I've actually got a long strip sitting in there. So I'm gonna load up and do it again. Forgive me today, we won't be doing any of the shooting on camera. Just I don't have my other one set up. It was acting a little funny. So, but that was shot number 1. We'll do shot number 2. I did not actually use this last year on deer because I wasn't quite ready. So I just filed down sights and putting it where I need to. So if I can get a decent group, I think next year, you know, this is coming, and deer season is just around the corner now. So, you know, it's almost spring. Fall will be here before you know it. Well, as usual, I lied. Forgot there's a stand on the back of this camera case. So yeah, 50 yards. Missed. I bumped up. I did 3 shots, 50 grains of 3F. Schutzen. True Schutzen, not Graf. And I was just getting a little too much spread, and it felt soft. And it'd be a good squirrel load, but there was no accuracy. And again, from a tripod, I should be accurate. Well, so I bumped it up 60 grains of 3F, which would be a good 50 yard, 70 yard deer load anyway. Slinging these out. So let me show you where we're at here. And actually, I got about, between where I was sitting and my second target, it actually puts it about 54 yards. So let me target. First shot, cold bore, aiming here, and then I did actually I hold slightly because I went higher. You know, stupid me again. I was not thinking, so I was aiming here. So when I went here and I kind of fell off, I went here, which equates to the distance. So I went back down to here, and I did my third one. But too much variation. So we go over here to this target. So I had my first, second, and third shot. So 1, 2, and 3. Much better. And I'll tell you, the crack of that one feels really, really good. Just has a nice crack So it's hitting that between 50, which is kind of a lazy push out there. That there's a little sharp crack, which is what you're looking for. Now I could keep going up in powder in 5 or 10 grain increments, but 60 is slinging them. So I'm going to load up really 1 or 2 more. And those are, so 6 shots. No clean in between, but I am using my moose milk, which has ballistol, and ballistol just wipes that more clean every time anyway. So, that said, I think we're at a perfect plane. I've got that sight file down on the inside. I'm just going to shape the outer ears a little bit more and kind of round them off, taper them a little bit, but that inner sight is set. So 60 grains at 50 hitting dead nuts on. That's exactly how I want that, because realistically, I don't take shots farther than 75 with iron sights anyway most times on this property. And if I go to my neighbor's property or a buddy's property, I've got 150 to 200 yard distance, so I'm using a scoped rifle there now. You know, muzzleloader season is at the end of the year season down in his zone. My zone, I get it right after archery in the beginning, so I'm usually thick woods, full leaves anyway, as you've seen in some of the videos. And this year was really warm. That said, I'm going to pause this, and it is still going. I'll load up again, and I'm going to do a couple more shots, I think, over there to the left, but see how that's going. So that's actually cold mixed with black powder. Oh, well, there you have it. Let's see. Something I don't think I've talked about recently was, I probably mentioned it, but the Polish cappers. I know you guys have seen my old Polish capper, which is a really big one. And one of the only complaints I had about it was it didn't fit on the cap and ball revolvers, and some of the tighter percussion guns when they were in half cock position, like this Hawken or so on. Here you can see it, and here's perspective. And what's really nice is they have these, so that's your lever that pulls back his plastic insert, and this one holds probably 75 caps, maybe more. I mean, there was a little bit of space left in there, and just like a primer tray, when you put them in, you kind of shake it and they all kind of right themselves. Very, very neat. I'm going to flip this around in a second and show you, but here we go. This one I pulled, I was still aiming here, and this one, what's interesting, and maybe somebody out there can explain this who's been shooting these longer, this shot was still aiming here, but when I put my finger on the Hawken, has that trigger piece where you can put like a middle finger to pull it in. Whenever I put my finger on there, I shoot high. And this one, same thing on that first 3 with the 50 grains, that was actually with my finger on there as well. When I came back to the other side, I dropped it down. So I'm curious, what is the logic? My theory would be I'm pulling in harder because my finger's pulling it in, which then lifts the front of the gun. My theory. Anyway, so yeah, check this group out though. again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because I did 3 more on that target. So Polish capper, neat little one. Highly recommend them. Get them while you can, because I have no idea what the world's going to be coming to here. I think the big complaint I saw on the muzzleloading forum, I'm going to try to do this without losing all my caps. Turn this over. So you unscrew this thumb wheel, and inside he's got the spring mechanism with his nice piece of plastic, and then they all, you can shake them and get them all in order, and they all roll over there. And once you close that, I mean, beautifully done machining wise. Tighten that down. So then when you pull back on the back, and that tip now fits on 1860s, 1858s, as well as the Ruger Army. So any cap and ball, as far as I know, they still fit on. There's probably some exception out there, but super, super nice. I like them. And the other one is really handy. It's twice the size almost, or I don't know, 1.5 times the size. And yeah, so I'm excited. Can't tell. I'm actually out of it a little bit, kind of cold. And I think I've been fighting a cold. You know, the touch of it with this hot and cold yo-yoing. I'm actually looking down to see if I can't find any of those patched round balls. So one thing of note, here we go. Patches for those round balls. Here we go. Nice. Come on, get out of this. There we go. No tear through. Looks really good. Gonna save that one again. Again, that's that pillow ticking from Walmart, red. I did actually bring calipers with me, and I think that measures 18 thousandths in most parts, but it does go up as high as 21 thousandths in some of it, as I've measured. So today, with my 440 round balls, I was really struggling to get them seating, and so kind of had to give it a little extra tap to get them in there. I was getting some slight deformation on the front of those soft round balls, but I'll tell you what, 60 grains right there, I think that's a winning combination. I could take that out to 100, and I know I'd hit a little bit low at 60 grains, but I could even bump that up a little bit. But you know, for my hunting distances, I think that's going to be it, and I think that's what I'll keep practicing with the rest of this year. And I originally got this for my wife, but who knows if she's actually going to use it or not. I invite her out all the time, and she doesn't really take me up on that much. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are doing well. 3F, this is my awesome little powder horn. 3F shoots in, and that was from graphs. I also have graphs from how we did some testing on here. And next up, I'm going to try to chronograph this. We're going to be in for some crappy weather today, clearing up tomorrow, and then 50s and 60s and even 70s, I think, the following week, supposedly. So nice yo-yoing, going down in the 20s tonight. Can't beat that. Anyway, yeah, so moose milk, I'm gonna go back, clean this up. This right there, that's that finger groove. And whenever I put into that little section and pull that in tight, I find I tend to not shoot as accurately. I wonder what the theory behind that is. So I know you guys will, some of you might actually have scientific real data, and others will just let me know what your thoughts are. That said, again, send me any info. If you shot some deer this year, if you were hunting with a 45, tell me your favorite loads, tell me your patch combos, tell me what you've been doing, and let me know about your successes. I love hearing fellow hunters and shooters let me know what they got. I appreciate it. Thanks.